Hello, everyone. What we're going to do first today is look at our homework problem from last time. Uh, Please bear with me while I read the question for you. A severe winter ice storm has swept across North Carolina and Virginia, followed by over a foot of snow and frigid single-digit temperatures. The weather conditions have resulted in numerous downed power lines and power outages, causing dangerous conditions for much of the population. Local utility companies have been overwhelmed and have requested assistance from unaffected utility companies across the Southeast. The following table shows the number of utility trucks with crews available from 5 different companies in Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. The demand for crews in 7 different areas that local companies cannot get to, and the weekly cost of a crew going to a specific area. And here at the bottom, we have all of the relevant information. So these are our crews, these are the destinations, and the costs associated with each one, as well as the number of crews available and the number of crews needed. This question is relatively straightforward because it's already been organized for us, and there is no relevant information here. All of this is background information and not necessary to solve the problem for us. So let's move on. I'm going to pause my video for 1 second while I prepare Excel. Okay, welcome back. What we're looking at here is our Excel spreadsheet. As always, I'm going to make my columns a little bit bigger. We're going to call it our winter ice storm example. Now we can see here, and as I've said before, we're going to use an array, our array solutions, for one reason, specifically for one reason. We have 5 different crews and 12 different locations, or 7 different locations. That is 35 separate equations we would have to write. That would take us a very, very long time. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to enter the information in an array, and we're going to solve accordingly. So the first thing we need is our example here. All I'm going to do now is enter the relevant information. We have Georgia 1, Georgia 2, South Carolina 1, Florida 1, and Florida 2. Again, this will be our situation where we are entering all of the information here, but we're going to leave our array blank because these are our decision variables. So again, please bear with me while I enter the relevant information. North Carolina East, North Carolina Southwest, North Carolina Pacific, North Carolina West, Virginia Central, and the last one. Okay, so we've entered all of the relevant information. We've entered our headings so far, but we also have crews needed, and over here, crews available. Now, because we have so much information today, it will be almost impossible to put everything on one page. So instead, I'll have to do it in a separate page. So we have number of crews there, and we also have number of crews here. And again, this will be number of crews. So we have equals sum, and that will be a total of these 5. We can fill right to make it easier. And again, the same thing here. Number of crews is equal to the sum of these 6. Oh no, I missed one. East, Pacific, West, Virginia Southwest. I have to add one more column. Okay. Virginia Southwest. We can fill right. Okay. So over here, same thing, equals sum of these 7 locations. And we'll fill down for the 5 different places. So we've filled in all of our relevant information so far. Now typically I've always moved over to this side over here, but today we're going to do it slightly differently, and there's no reason for doing it slightly differently other than we can keep all of our relevant information on one piece of paper. So we have area, crew, northeast, so all of this information is now just what we are going to find on the chart down here. So GA1, GA2, SC1, Florida 1, Florida 2. We take all of the information from right here and we're going to put it into our chart. So please bear with me while I do that. Excuse me, 14.3, 11.3, 10.8, and all of this information is available here. 19.4, 20.2. Again, continuing on, 13.9, 10.6, 9.4, 18.2. This is still a little time consuming because it is data entry, but it is much easier than entering 35 different equations. So again, 13.5, 12.0, 11.3, 17.9, 20.2, 14.7, 12.7, 13.1, 20.5, 21.2, 16.5, 13.2, 12.8, 20.7, 21.3. Oh, and I made a small mistake here, 12.8. The last one, 18.7, 15.6, 14.5, 22.7, and 23.5. So this did take a relatively large amount of time, but it's also a situation where if we were writing in the equations, it would take significantly longer. For right now, it's much easier to do it this way. So we have all of our relevant information added. We still need one more thing. I'm going to make some of these columns a little smaller just so we can get on one page. Okay, so here we have all of our relevant information. Now, as before, when we're doing arrays, as long as it's the same amount, so we have 7 times 5, 35 cells. 7 times 5, 35 cells, no problem. So our total cost is equal to, and we're using the sum product function, more time down here. We're multiplying each of these squares times its equivalent. We close our bracket. Oh. Huh. Okay, maybe in this version of Excel, what I have to do is I have to take this information, and I do have to do it over here. So let's do that one more time. I'll change my sum value. We have all of our information here. We're multiplying by these areas. Close our bracket. And we have a total cost of 0. Once we've done that, very simply, we open the data solver. Our total cost is what we're attempting to find, so we erase this, and we bring it down here, B12. We're trying to minimize. And our variable cells, as I mentioned before, in this situation, we have 35 different variable cells. That would take quite a bit of time to calculate manually. So that, thankfully, we do have the computer. We're going to make it simplex LP, and we're going to add our constraints. The first one is that the number of crews must be greater than or equal to the crews available. Less than or equal to the crews available. We add that, and we repeat down here. Number of crews must be less than or equal to crews needed. Okay, so we hit solve. All solutions open. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, I figured out what my mistake was. I just made a simple error with my signs. So here we have our solution, our variable cells, as well as in this situation, our constraints. We hit solve. We found a solution. All constraints and optimality conditions are satisfied. We hit OK. So let's have a look. We see here that Georgia, all 12 crews will be assigned. Georgia 2, all 10 crews will be assigned. South Carolina, and we'll discuss this in 1 second. But we have 14 crews available, 14 are assigned. Florida, we have the same situation, 15 and 15. And Florida 2, 12 and 12. The reason we're assigning extra crews if they're not needed is because we have no other way to account for that fact. So everybody has the exact number of crews they require down here, except North Carolina PA gets 13 crews instead of the 6 they require. And if we look down here, it makes sense because this is by far the cheapest of all of the different situations. So because it's the cheapest, all excess will be sent there by the computer. So thank you very much for listening, everybody. Hopefully that makes it clear. It's a very straightforward problem, similar to what we've done in the past. I'll pause my video momentarily, and then I'll come back and we'll continue. Okay, everyone. For today, because today is a special recovery class, I don't want to take too much of your time because I understand that you have schedules that may not fit into these irregularly scheduled classes. So today, this is your homework problem from last time. I'm going to assign 2 new homework problems. That is how you will check attendance today. They will be very similar to what we've done. You shouldn't struggle. I would like you to submit them by 5 p.m. and I will upload both videos today when I upload this information as well. So thank you very much for listening, everyone. Please enjoy the day. I hope today's schedule isn't too challenging for you, and I will talk to you all of you shortly.